Hey, how's it going everyone? It's Nong here, and welcome back to another Steam 2 video. And in today's video, I want to talk a little bit about the last word. I know we're still a couple of weeks away from actually getting the last word, but recently, thanks to some data mining, we found out pretty much everything about the last word. The quest steps, the perks in the weapon, the stats in the weapon, even the ornament that the weapon is gonna have. We pretty much know everything. So I kinda wanna discuss the weapon, because I'm not gonna lie, I'm actually kinda worried that the last word won't be as good as it used to be. And that might even be a bit of an understatement. So in this video I'm gonna go over the weapon, I'm just gonna tell you why I think that. So this should go without saying, but if you don't wanna get spoiled on the last word, you should probably leave this video right now. I won't touch on the quest steps on how to get the weapon, so if you're just interested in avoiding that, don't worry, this video won't have any of that, but we will look at the weapon, and if you just want the weapon to be a complete surprise, then you should definitely leave the video. But for you guys that don't mind looking at the weapon, let's just get right into it. Alright, so let's start this by looking at the perks, and the first perk that we have is the last word's exotic perk, Fanfire. And this one is pretty similar to the year 1 version, used up with a couple of extra things on top of it. The weapon will fire quickly and continuously, so that's the good old full auto that we remember from the last word. But now you will also get a faster reload and increased accuracy on successive hit fire damage. So the more you hit the enemy with the weapon, the faster the weapon is gonna reload, and the more accurate it's gonna become. So it kinda sounds like a mix of send moment and rapid hit, just taking both of them and just putting them together, and then making this perk. That actually sounds pretty nice. After that, for our barrel we got corkscrew rifling, for more range, more stability and more handling speed. Pretty good. After that we have accurate rounds, again for more range. And next up is hit fire grip, which will increase the weapon's accuracy and stability of the weapon when you're firing from the hip. And this plus the Fanfire perk is what's gonna give us that nice hit fire that we all know and love from the last word. And after that, the final perk is Texture Grip, which will increase our handling speed, but it will reduce our stability a bit. Now, let's actually go look at the actual stats on the weapon. We gotta look at the impact, the range, the stability, all of that. And here they are. And I'm pretty sure a lot of you guys immediately went to the rate of fire. And yes, it is confirmed that it's gonna be a 180 hand cannon. This actually made me kinda sad. I was hoping that we were actually gonna get a new rate of fire hand cannon, especially because there's nothing here that indicates that the weapon will actually fire over 180. So if it is capped at 180, we may have some trouble. But before we get to that, let's take a look at the other stats of the weapon. For the range we have 28, which is kinda low range, but it's the last word. You're not really gonna be trying to snipe people with the last word. It's a pretty close range weapon, so 28 I think is fine. After that we have 46 for our stability, which is actually not too high. I expected it to be a little bit higher, but hopefully the extra stability that we get from Fan the Fire will make the stability on the last word just a lot better. For the handling, it's actually quite low at 28, so this weapon is definitely gonna feel pretty heavy, and you're definitely gonna have to use something to increase the handling speed if you like snappy weapons with high handling. The reload speed is actually really good at 82, and then on top of that we're gonna get some extra from Fanfire, so it's even gonna get faster. For the aim assist we have 40. It's not a very high aim assist weapon, so don't be expecting too much aim assist with this one. And then for the recoil control, it's actually at 100. It's maxed out recoil control, so the recoil should be very predictable and you're gonna be able to counter it pretty easily. And lastly we have the rate of fire and the magazine. For the rate of fire it's a 180 hand cannon, and for the magazine we have 8, which is actually kind of small for a 180. This is one of the reasons why I didn't like the 180s to begin with when they got introduced, just because of their small magazine size. But I think that's why we have the super high reload speed on the weapon, as was even more reload speed from the exotic perk. And it being a 180 hand cannon is the reason that I think that the weapon may actually not be that great. Since on the weapon we don't have any damage increasing perks, so it's always going to be a 4-shot kill, used like a normal 180. And we also don't have any rate of fire increasing perks. It doesn't look like it's going to go over 180 like I hope it would. So we're basically stuck with a normal 180 hand cannon that has low range, that you just happen to be able to full auto. But that's kind of about it. The thing that made the last word so good in Destiny 1 just because of the amount of damage you can actually output just in such a short amount of time at close range, that you were able to actually counter the shotguns. But this new version of the last word, I just can't really see it doing that, especially since it doesn't have any extra damage or any extra rate of fire. It's just a normal weapon. So I kinda hope that the weapon can actually go over the 180 and fire faster. We do have the fan the fire, so if fan the fire works like 4 out of works in some of the other weapons like the shotguns, maybe you'll increase the weapon's rate of fire and it will actually shoot over 180. But as it stands right now, the last word just looks like a normal 180 hand cannon with a low magazine count and low range. That's not looking too special. I really hope I'm wrong. I really hope that it's actually an amazing weapon, but from what I'm seeing, I'm not too convinced that it will be amazing. But I'm just hoping that there's gonna be something that we just don't know about that will make this weapon great. Because if there isn't, then this weapon is just the last word by name and nothing else. But anyways, with that we're gonna end today's video. So I talk a little bit about what I'm thinking with the last word and the recent leaks. Hopefully you guys have enjoyed it. Leave a like if you did, dislike if you didn't, subscribe to the channel in case you guys haven't already. And let me know your thoughts on the last word. Do you think that it will actually be able to stand up to some of the meta weapons right now, like the Luna Sao and the Now Forgotten? Or do you think that it just looks like a normal 180 hand cannon with nothing really too special about it? Anyways, let me know in the comments below, and I'll see you guys in my next video. Take care everyone, have a good day.